ball curl for the first time, you can start where your hips stay towards the ground. So basically you pick your hips up off the ground, give a nice straight line, right? Abs are tight, glutes are tight, you're squeezing a $100 bill between your butt cheeks, your belly button sucked down to your spine, and you're curling the ball by bending your legs, pushing the heels of your feet a little bit, and you can keep your hips in place. That's level 1. Level 2 is where you keep a nice straight line. You don't allow a hinge in through the hips. So you drive the hips up as you do the hamstring curl. You'll feel those hamstrings significantly more. Might sound like the same thing. They are not, all right? This is a completely different animal. I don't prefer these. I prefer the old Walmart furniture sliders. Like I've said, mine are pretty scratched up, so they're not working really well. Also, I don't like the small ones. I like the longer ones. Those are even better. But these you have to use on carpet. Even though they say they slide anywhere, in my experience, they in fact do not. But lay down on your back. Just like with the ball curl, you're going to lift your hips up in the air, squeeze a $100 bill between your glutes. Don't let it go. Suck your belly button in. Let me get into frame a little better. There we go. Suck your belly button in. Now, keeping the glutes engaged, the abs engaged, the legs extend out or straighten. My butt is not touching the ground, all right? It does not touch the ground. Now, level 1, you can keep your hips low and just hang out right here, allowing there to be a hinge through the hips, okay? You will still feel your hamstrings. Level 2, 3, whatever, the next level, right? We're gonna drive our hips up in the air and keep a nice straight line from our knees to our shoulders. That's really gonna engage the hamstrings. So squeeze that $100 bill the entire time. Suck your belly button down to your spine. Drive the heels into the ground, pulling the feet back towards you, bending the knees, driving the hips up if you have that. Elbows in the ground will help give you stability. Hands down will give you even more. You need more of a challenge. Hands up in the air like this. Holy hot diggity, all right? So honest to goodness, there's no way around a hip hinge being a highly beneficial exercise for hamstring strengthening, all right? When doing a hip hinge, I did put out a video on doing a barbell RDL. That's essentially what I'm gonna be showing you, but with dumbbells. So feet start about hip width, maybe a little more narrow than that, a little closer together. When you do that, that encourages the glutes to engage. The wider your feet are, it takes the glutes out to a certain extent, okay? Or it takes that glute contraction out to a certain extent. So the weights are on the front of the thighs, shoulders stabilized behind chest, abs are nice and tight. You're going to sit your sit bones back. Don't worry, I'm gonna turn. And as you go down to that point where you find, okay, this is the point where I can maintain a straight back. If I were to go any farther, my back might start to round like that, right? We don't want that. So the weights in the heels, letting those weights raise down the front of your thighs. You're attempting to touch the sit bones on the wall behind you. Abs are nice and tight. Shoulders are stabilized behind chest. What that means is don't let your shoulders drop forward, okay? Maintain a solid back contraction. Abs are nice and tight. The core is engaged. So drive through the heels, squeeze the glutes, drive the hips forward, stopping at the top. Shoulders do not move past hips. That's called hyperextension. You don't want that. It's not gonna help you, it's gonna hurt you. Or eventually it could. So one more time. Going for sit bones on the wall behind you, softening the knees, weights in the heels. Abs are tight, shoulders stabilized behind chest. Drive through the heels, squeezing the glutes, bringing the shoulders up. Abs are tight, stopping at the top. All right? You will feel it in your hamstrings. You should also feel it in your glutes, depending on how much weight you're going to hip hinge. So, when starting off with a hip hinge for the first time, start with your heels against the wall. Wherever your toes are, that's about maybe just a teeny bit behind that line. That's where you want the heels of your feet to be. Feet are hip width apart, maybe a tad bit more narrow. That will keep the glutes really working and engaged. Fingertips go on the front of your legs. Now, start hinging through the hips. That means bending at the hips. Keep a nice straight back, shoulders behind your chest. go to sit your sit bones or touch your sit bones on the wall behind you. My butt just touched the wall. Woo woo! That means I'm doing it right. My back is flat, my abs are engaged, the weight's in my heels. Now I drive through my heels, squeezing the glutes, bringing my shoulders back and up over my hips. Stop there. Please do not overextend. This is not going to help you.